So hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be going over how I use under construction bracelets, taking advantage of the free bracelet promo again, and why I picked the smooth Pandora bracelet for my free bracelet. So what I do for my under construction bracelets here is a unique pattern to avoid having my charms kind of unorganized. So one of the things that I've noticed is that when you have too many charms to fit into that center portion of the bracelet, you see how I have way too many charms on this bracelet to fit into the area where one clip would go and another clip would go. And a lot of times I find that really frustrating when I'm trying to organize a bracelet because I don't have enough charms for all of those to fit in that section, but I don't want to have some of the charms falling down on one side of the bracelet, some of the charms falling down on the other side of the bracelet, and I maybe want my center to look a certain way, and maybe I don't have enough clips yet. Maybe I only have one clip I can use on that particular bracelet at any one time, etc. So what I'll do is I'll take and I'll use the end of the bracelet, the clasp, and I go all the way to the end of the bracelet. So I take the inside of the clasp and then I start putting my charms on there, arrange them how they want, right over the top of those little clip pieces. Now usually I try to make sure I don't have too many screw charms near that because then they get stuck on that screw charm, that spot where you would screw the charm over it. That spot right there. But this charm is a camellia charm, so it just kind of rolls right over it and it isn't going to get stuck on it. Okay. So the way that I get them to stay in place, because obviously they're not on a clip spot, is I take, and you can get these at pretty much any Pandora store, and I use them a lot. Oh, this is one of the most tight clips. Okay, so then I take these little, let's try to show you better. Okay, I take one of these little rubber stoppers that you can get at pretty much any Pandora store. They'll have these little black rubber clips, rubber stopper pieces. And then I take a clip and I put it over the top of that rubber stopper. It's a lot easier than I'm making it look because I'm trying to do it through a viewfinder. Okay, then now that stopper doesn't move. If it were just a clip, it would just go all the way down to this spot. It would go all the way down to this spot and then stop. If I didn't have that rubber stopper in it, because I have the rubber stopper in it, it doesn't move. So that's great. Then I can have my charms all in the same area and wear them so that they sit on. I'll show you here real quick. Let me put this on so you can see. I'll put it on the top so that it sits on the wrist. See how that sits on the wrist at the top, rather than all the charms falling towards the bottom or moving around the bracelet. Now, the idea behind clips I get is that you're supposed to have them so that, you don't wear the bracelet out and stuff like that. But usually with under construction bracelets, I don't wear them typically all the time, and I usually wear them once in a while. So it doesn't really wear out the bracelet that very much. And if anything, it kind of makes the bracelet a little bit more comfortable. So that's how I create an under construction bracelet that has too many charms for the center part, and I don't want the charms rolling all over the place because it gets kind of annoying when they're dangling every which way. Now, once this gets too big and I have too many charms, I'll move it around the right way. So that's what I do, so that the center is between the areas for the clips. Usually once I get 2 clips for a bracelet. Well, because I do that all the time, I decided that the smooth bracelet might be something to give a go because it doesn't have those little stopper pieces. So for people like me who are getting annoyed with the stopper pieces, especially because this being open, when it's on the back of your arm, when you're wearing it on the back of your wrist because this part's at the top, this can kind of scratch you sometimes. So the smooth doesn't have that. None of those little places to put clips. So the charms just can move around freely. And it's cool because it looks very much like a bangle, but it's really nice and soft. It's very soft and fluid like the snake chain is. but it's a soft sort of bangle style, which I think is really nice. So in order to get the bracelet for free, I had to pick up a couple charms. Oh, darn. I had to get more charms. Tragedy. But I picked up 2 charms over at my local Jared to take advantage of the sale yet again. And the 2 charms that I picked were this Murano right here. And I don't know if you guys can see. Ooh, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. There we go. The glitter inside this charm. It's so pretty. Look at that. Oh, it's just gorgeous glitter. But you can see how badly I painted my nails. Sorry about that. Glitter everywhere in that charm, and then the little bubbles throughout the charm. Love that. Just such a pretty charm. I saw this and I was like, yep, that's the one I'm getting. That was $45. And then I had to get the little popcorn charm because, oh my gosh, I just, oh, so cute. I know everybody went a little bit more crazy over the to-go cup, but I think the popcorn got overlooked. And I know a lot of people got this to represent going to the movies and things like that. But for me, I'm not a big fan of movie theater popcorn. I find it kind of a little bit greasy for my taste. I don't really like popcorn with a lot of butter on it and stuff like that. So I actually eat popcorn every day. And I buy these little black packets of popcorn that have like I forget the name of the popcorn, but it's like Smart something, and it's like a lighter popcorn, and it has like this white cheddar version, and I eat that every day in my lunches for work. So I take it with me as part of my lunch. And so I wanted to pick up the popcorn charm because that is something that I do all the time, eat popcorn. And I thought this was a great representation. I've seen the popcorn charm done before in other brands, and I don't really like that kind of look before because the red, I think there was another popcorn charm. It's like red and white, and I'm just not a fan of red and white because it reminds me of the movie theaters, and that's not really what I got mine for. And because I don't like movie theater popcorn. The 925 ALE on the side, which is kind of out of the way, which is nice. I like when they put the piece on the sides rather than on the bottom and other weird places that they sometimes put it. And it says Pandora on the bottom. It's got the cute little O on there. It's plain on the back and on the bottom. And it has these details that are like little silver balls that have all been sculpted into the charm. Maybe they've been placed and attached. I don't know. And it's got these little pearls, which I think is so elegant and so popcorn-like looking. It makes it really clear this is a popcorn charm. That one was $55, and I knew when I went in there I wanted that charm. And then I saw this one to make it $100 so I could get the smooth bracelet for free. I think that promo might still be going on. I don't know. So if you haven't taken advantage of it, I definitely suggest it. I like having extra bracelets. It was funny. I was talking with the Pandora employee, or well, she's a Jared employee, and she was talking about, like, do you know why they always give out free bracelets most often? And I was like, and she's like, because, then you have bracelets that need charms and you buy more charms. And I was like, that's a pretty genius marketing idea. And even though I know that, I think it's great to get a free bracelet because sometimes when you're starting your collection, it's very difficult to pay for a bracelet, charms, and clips. And sometimes I find myself with some, especially around Christmas time or the holidays, I'll end up with, 3 to 6 new charms, sometimes more, depending on, how hog wild someone chose to go. And then I end up with way more charms than I do bracelets. And it's happened to me multiple different times where I have, charms that just are sitting and they have nowhere to go. And then I'm frustrated because I want to put a bracelet together and I don't have anywhere to put them. So then they sit there unused and they're brand new charms and they're just sitting in your box waiting for a place to be put. Or you have to take old charms that you love off of another bracelet to put on your new charms. And it just gets really frustrating. And especially when I have certain ideas that come into my head, like, oh, I want to create that design or create that style of bracelet. And like when I wanted to do my unicorn bracelet, I decided to remove them from my happiness bracelet, put them on their own bracelet. If I didn't have a spare bracelet, I couldn't have done that right. and split that theme up. And if I don't do it when I'm thinking about it, I'll forget. I mean, I'll just be like, what was it I was going to do again? And then I'm like, I need to start writing these ideas down because I'll forget them. But then if I just do it right then and there and get them ready set up and split them off, then I start knowing, okay, here's the charms I want to add, or here's a charm I'd like to move there. Or sometimes I'll look at my bracelets and go, what charm could I move onto this other bracelet? And it really helps me organize my bracelets better to have more bracelets to put charms onto. And I think the smooth bracelet's going to be great for a couple of different reasons. One, because, you know, it's just going to be so easy. Even screw charms, wrong side. Even the charms that have to screw on the bracelet, they will just come right off. Because this is Murano, and we know Muranos screw on, but it just slides right on. Slides right off. So when you're doing a look with a bracelet, you could just use this one to put charms on and off if you wanted to. Or if you were like, oh, this one bracelet has so many screw-on charms and it makes it so difficult if I want to, you know, adjust the bracelet at all, I could use this one instead. So I really like this. That is my new bracelet and why I picked it and my new charms. Have a great day. Bye.